Bringing you the spirit of the Northwest, we are KATU. Now, Channel 2 News.
All along, they said it was a case of self-defense.
A Washington County jury agrees, and tonight, two cousins accused of beating a Christmas tree salesman with a bat are cleared of assault. Good evening, I'm Kathy Marshall.
And I'm John Marler. It has been a day two Washington County families have been waiting for nearly a year. Late this afternoon, the jury found Jeremiah Jenkins not guilty on one count of first-degree assault, plus not guilty on 2 counts of second-degree assault, and not guilty on 1 count of using a dangerous weapon. His cousin Matthew Bryant was also found not guilty on those same charges. He was, however, convicted of riot, the least serious charge he faced.
The reaction on the face of Richard Underwood Sr. spoke for the Underwood family, a mixture of shock, anger, and disbelief. The families of the teenagers say the evidence overwhelmingly proved the young men acted in self-defense. Sheila Hamilton has the story.
All right, as to Mr. Jenkins on assault in the first degree, it's not guilty.
Jeremiah Jenkins rubbed his hands and closed his eyes in a display of relief after hearing the verdict. Not guilty on all charges. Meanwhile, the man he was accused of leaving permanently brain damaged sat motionless in the back of the courtroom. Jenkins' father recognized the lasting pain Richard Underwood Jr.'s family will endure.
Jeremiah's not guilty, and the main thing we want to say right now is all of the Jenkins and Bryant family is supporting Richard Underwood Jr.
In a trial that lasted several weeks, only 1 count stuck, this one to Jenkins' cousin Matthew Bryant for inciting a riot.
I think honesty swayed that jury. I think that those kids went in there and they were honest.
Jenkins and Bryant were accused of leading the attack on Richard Underwood and his family. The brawl took place after the teens argued with the Underwoods in their Hillsborough Christmas tree lot. Prosecutors said the attack was intentional and unprovoked, but defense attorneys claimed the boys acted in self-defense.
Well, I mean, it speaks for itself. They were attacked. They defended themselves.
The bat beating left Richard Underwood Jr. with no memory of the brawl. For that reason, he was not called to testify. Those who watched the verdict from a nearby tavern the Underwoods often frequent had mixed reactions.
It's unfortunate for both sides of the families, but I think it was only fair that the jury handed them not guilty for the kids.
After O.J., nobody's shocked anymore.
If a jury had seen things differently, these boys might have been sent to prison for up to 13 years. Instead, they hugged one another and went home to their families. At his home this evening, Richard Underwood Jr. declined to talk with us on camera. He did say, however, he was extremely disappointed and needed time to gather his thoughts. Jenkins' father says his son truly regrets his involvement in the fight, and their family is praying for the continued recovery of Richard Underwood Jr. John, Kathy?
Sheila, thank you.
There is plenty of reaction to the verdicts. Here's what some people have said on our talkback line.
Are they going to tell us, too, that from now on, teenagers can carry bats and beat you to death and then come up not guilty?
Yeah, I think it's outrageous that they equated those guys that beat the guy with the bat. Those were black kids. They would have got at least 3 to 10 years in prison.
We were there with their weapons, and they got self-defense, not guilty. That's just unbelievable.
If you would like to share your thoughts, our talkback line is still open. The telephone number 231-3509. We will play more comments in the upcoming days. Now, here's what's next. 6 other teenagers charged with the crime will go on trial next week. Prosecutors say they will reevaluate how to handle that case in light of today's verdicts. The teens face the same charges as Matthew Bryant did, who awaits sentencing on the riot conviction. His sentencing is scheduled for November 24th.
The Underwood case is just one of 2 highly publicized beating cases involving a bat in Washington County this year. Earlier this month, Daniel Jordan died after his head was smashed with a bat during a fight between 2 groups of teenagers. Authorities tell Channel 2 News that they are still interviewing witnesses and have yet to make an arrest.
Now to Central America, and the latest on Hurricane Mitch. Stalled off the coast of Honduras, is expected to begin moving again tomorrow. In Honduras, people are fleeing inland. Some are wading through knee-deep water to try to get out of harm's way. Others are seeking the safety of shelters. In Cancun, Mexico, all flights are booked as desperate tourists try to escape the path of Mitch. The hurricane has already claimed 12 lives.
Meteorologist Rob Marciano has been tracking Mitch throughout the night, and he joins us now with the latest on the hurricane's path. Rob?
Kathy, John, as John mentioned, it has not moved much over the past several hours, and it's just been battering the coastlines of Honduras and Central America. Look at the eye of this thing. Very well developed, a very, very strong one, the strongest one of the year. Hurricane warnings are out from pretty much Cancun to Belize and the northern coastlines of Honduras. Right now, over the small island of Guanaja, we've had some ham radio reports out of that island, among others, that structures on the island just completely wiped out. It has weakened to 140-mile-an-hour winds. It's still a Category 4 hurricane, but we don't know where it's going to go. We're getting to the tail end of hurricane season, John and Kathy. Unfortunately, Hurricane Mitch has been the worst one this year. Back to you.
Okay, Rob, thank you. It looks like Hurricane Mitch will not affect Thursday's planned launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery. Today, John Glenn and his fellow astronauts had final fittings for their spacesuits. They also checked out their flight gear. Discovery is scheduled for liftoff at 11 Thursday morning West Coast time and will return to Earth 9 days later.
As you might expect, there are many differences between this flight and Glenn's first. As our News in Motion shows, the Atlas Mercury system stood 72 feet tall. The shuttle with its tank and booster rocket stands 185 feet tall. The Atlas produced more than 300,000 pounds of thrust. The shuttle has 7 million pounds of thrust, 20 times that of the Atlas. There is one similarity. Both spacecrafts will orbit the Earth in 90 minutes. That's an average of about 17,500 miles an hour.
That's fast. There's much more to come on Channel 2 News at 11. Serb troops are on the move, bowing to U.S. pressure in Kosovo.
Also, move over Olestra. There may soon be a fat substitute available that's actually good for you.
And the big wheels are called in to help with the Portland tradition.
I'm Ted Koppel. Coming up on Nightline, a couple of nasty battles in two of the most populous states. Two senators, one liberal, one conservative, running for their political lives. The 98 vote. Tonight.
1 year ago, Channel 2 revolutionized news coverage with the power of two. With twice the coverage, you get breaking news twice as fast. And now, Channel 2 News is changing the face of local news again. On the first anniversary of the power of two, John Marley, Kathy Marshall, Northwest natives, husband and wife, join our award-winning Channel 2 News team. Now there's even more power working for you.
On your list today. You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
We all know there's a lot of money in Oregon politics, but it's not always obvious where it came from or what it's buying. So it's time we passed Measure 62. This Show Me the Money initiative opens up the whole election process in Oregon. From signature gathering to negative ad campaigns by out-of-state sponsors, we'll get full disclosure at every turn. There'll be more accountability from all involved, and most important, we'll easily be able to follow the money. Vote yes on 62.
Looking for high-quality paint at low prices? Well, here's a Walmart exclusive. We've got durable house beautiful paint that's guaranteed 20 years with one coat coverage inside or out. And we can match any color you want. Matched ball of yarn once. And don't forget our high-quality color place paint. Brushes, rollers, drop cloths, even got the big 5-gallon buckets. And you save on everything every day. Pick up your paint and hardware right along with your other Walmart shopping. We're the hardware store inside your Walmart store.
Now, Channel 2 News continues with John Marler and Kathy Marshall.
The United States ordered Serb troops to move out or face an air attack. The troops are moving tonight, but not everyone is convinced they're moving for good. Convoys of Serb troops filed out of the roads of Kosovo as they hurried to meet a deadline imposed by the U.S. and by NATO. Civilians forced out of their homes say they don't plan to return until they're sure it's safe. U.S. and NATO officials say they'll be watching closely to make certain the Serbs don't return.
Governor John Kitzhaber says he wants the state to spend more money on education and crime prevention. It's all part of his new $10.7 billion budget. The governor wants $180 million to help students meet higher state standards in the next 2 years. $81 million would go for post-secondary education. He also wants to spend $30 million for juvenile crime prevention. Another $7 million would go to hire 100 additional Oregon State Police troopers. The governor says his spending plan will not require any new taxes.
Some good news. It will soon cost less to park at Portland International Airport. Beginning November 1st, the daily rate in the long-term parking garage will drop from $48 to $16. The price of parking in the surface lot next to the garage will drop from $22 a day to $12 a day. Now, the flip side to the good news. In January, economy lot rates will jump from $6 to $8 a day, and the hourly rate everywhere else at the airport will increase from $2 to $3 an hour.
If you are trying to watch your weight, you'll be interested in a new fat substitute that might actually be good for you. The government says that Nutrim is better than other fat substitutes. It's made of oats, barley, and fibers known to lower cholesterol. The USDA says it could be on the market within 2 years. And the USDA also says it's time to skim the fat off of America's children. So your kids could soon be drinking skim milk at school. A recent symposium claims at least 10 million kids are overweight. So the government is considering a switch that would have school cafeterias offering skim milk in addition to whole milk.
From our neighborhood newsline tonight, get ready to shop. We take you to the Expo Center on North Marine Drive. That's where Catlin Gable students unloaded 16 semi-trucks and put up thousands of tables today. For sale will be everything from antiques and jewelry to a car, jet skis, and first edition books. The sale raises money for school financial aid. It will run Thursday through Sunday.
And we ask what's going on in your neighborhood. Give our neighborhood newsline a call. In the Portland area, it's 231-4642. Outside of Portland, 1-800-267-6836. The newsline is open Monday through Friday. Some Portland children are getting ready for the winter already. They shop for new coats today at the Salvation Army. Winter jackets are donated to dry cleaners through the Coats for Kids program. Salvation Army officials say they could use even more coats. They say the assortment is slim so far this year because our mild fall hasn't had people thinking about the weather turning colder yet. Very happy kids there.
But we know that weather's going to turn, so if you can donate a coat or two, it would be most welcome. Kids can use them.
Coats for today, definitely raincoats. We'll find out if you'll be needing those much longer as we take a look at the shot from the U.S. Bancorp Tower. A pretty night in Portland, but will it be soggy tomorrow?
Real-time closed captioning on Channel 2 is brought to you by Pacific Power, a Pacificorp company.
What's your idea of the perfect minivan? Is it the most luxurious? One with a leather-trimmed and preferred suede interior, heated front seats, and dual-zone temperature control? Or is it America's lowest-priced minivan that still includes features like easy-out roller seats and air conditioning? There's only one place to choose from the complete selection of award-winning minivans. Your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. Now, get up to $1,000 cash allowance on select Chrysler and Plymouth minivans.
Oregonians are voting no on Measure 59 for a lot of reasons. I'm voting no because it endangers the rights of working women.
There's no reason why I should be treated like a second-class citizen because I'm a public employee.
It's trying to silence working families in Oregon. That's not fair.
Measure 59 is all about choice, and it would take my choices away.
I don't want any politician telling me how to make my contribution in the workplace.
I should have the right to participate in politics just like any other Oregonian, and Measure 59 would take that away.
Custom Choice from US West, a revolutionary way to buy phone service. Now you can get all the features you really need and your phone line too for one low price. Just choose any of our 16 features and we'll throw in your phone line, all for $29.95 a month. Different people, different lives, different features, one low price. Order by November 6th and get a $20 gift check coupon. Give us a call and we'll help you make your choice.
Life's better here. US West.
In case you just tuned in, the Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for our entire broadcasting area.
Already, in addition to the heavy rains, there have been reports of lightning strikes as well as extensive flooding throughout our region. Currently, the forecast calls for continued thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, with another 8 to 10 inches of rain possible before this storm system moves out of our area. Now, remember, there's a traveler's advisory in effect until 11 o'clock tonight, so it looks like the only thing to do is to stay inside. Stay tuned for more severe weather updates.
Rely on Channel 2 weather reports, brought to you in part by your local Jeep dealer. And now, Channel 2 weather with meteorologist Rob Marciano.
It is a very important week weather-wise with Halloween. What do you think Rob ought to do us?
I don't know. He's got a new haircut. I noticed you have more hair in that picture they show, right?
Yeah, it's getting less and less as I get older. Is that,
could have done Elvis, but now that's out, right?
No, that's out. Go as a military man, I think. Either way, whatever you're wearing for Saturday night, at this point, the forecast may be a little bit on the sloppy side. We'll talk more about that. Today was sloppy in the afternoon. Here's weather in motion. We started it out fairly cloudy, and it threatened pretty much all morning long as those clouds raced across the Willamette River and then wham. Right around 12:30, 1 o'clock, it started to rain, and it didn't stop the entire afternoon. It has begun to lighten up this evening, though, and actually we have partly cloudy skies out there. All right, thanks, weather in motion. Let's take a look across the Columbia River Gorge towards that wonderful little town of Hood River. Partly cloudy skies right now, 50 degrees the current temperature, 89% relative humidity, south winds at 3 miles an hour. The barometer's rising, and the freezing level is at 30.06 and rising freezing level. All right, here's a look at the satellite picture, or the radar, I should say, from Longview down to Portland. Salem, we're dry right now, but still a few more showers out here towards Tillamook, up Highway 101, across Manzanita, Cannon Beach, and into Seaside, another little shower. And we're going to see these little showers continue to roll across the Cascade Range and also the coastal range and into the valley, not only tonight, but through the day tomorrow. How about rainfall amounts at the airport? We got up to about 29/100ths of an inch since it started the rating at noon. 57 degrees, the daytime high, a little bit below normal due to the rain-cooled air today. 75, the record high in 1944, the record low 31 in 1970, and that sunrise is coming up about an hour earlier now that we have fallen back over the weekend. Look at the daytime highs across the state. Much warmer on the east side because they didn't get the rain until, well, later on tonight. 59 in Salem, 56 in Newport, 57 in Lincoln City. Lows tonight expected to get into the lower to mid-40s on the west side, and it will continue to be fairly cool and damp. 34 in Bend, 39 in John Day, and 33 is about as cold as you're going to get tonight in Burns. Satellite picture, clouds today. More clouds coming in from the Pacific Ocean. This is our little front that came across the area and brought with it the substantial rain. It has now pressed across the entire Pacific Northwest. Rain up and down this front and dragging behind it, but we're beginning to get a little bit more in the way of clearing back here. We'll continue to see a westerly flow off the ocean, and that will bring more in the way of some showers throughout the daytime hours tomorrow. Behind that, we've got another little disturbance that's going to roll down the jet stream. So we're getting in that time of year that whenever we get this sort of troughiness in the atmosphere or this little digging in the jet, we get the showers, so we're going to have to hold on to them until it looks like through Thursday. High pressure dominating the eastern half of the country, that including Cape Canaveral, Florida. 83 expected in Miami tomorrow, 80 in Atlanta, 64 degrees in New York, some showers across the Great Lakes, 63 in San Francisco, and 71 in Los Angeles. One more check on that hurricane down there in the Caribbean. I want to show it to you again. Look at the eye on that thing. I mean, I kind of get excited about this. At one point, 180 mile-an-hour winds. That's like the fourth strongest hurricane in history. Luckily, right now, it is weakening as it gets a little close to the land, but I tell you what, the folks in Honduras and Belize and into Cancun, they're not going to be liking life the next couple of days. All right, let's talk about our forecast now. Tomorrow for the coastlines of southwest Washington and Oregon. Tomorrow we expect temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Small craft advisory out, northwest winds at about 20 knots, and we're going to have big swells out of the west at 10 feet, and there'll be showers tomorrow along the coastline. Here in the Willamette Valley, maybe a sunbreak or two, but there'll be showers as well. Lower to mid-50s, a cool and fairly damp day, but it won't rain the entire day like it did this afternoon. In the mountains, snow levels dropping tonight into tomorrow to about 3,500 feet, so that's below pass levels. 35 degrees expected tomorrow. Between now and about noontime tomorrow, could see between 1 and 3 inches of snow accumulating right about pass level and then higher up than that. In the gorge tomorrow, west winds at about 15 to 25, 55 to 58 in the Dalles, with a couple of scattered showers in the gorge. And in the high desert tomorrow, also some showers, snow levels about 5,000 feet and up, and temperatures cool. 40s to about 52 is the best we're going to do in Pendleton. Showers tonight, cool and wet across the Rose City, 46 the overnight low. And then tomorrow, calling for showers as well, also some sun breaks, and a high of about 55 degrees. All right, we've got that Halloween forecast. It's coming up in the 5-day. Stay tuned.
Just how much dependability is behind the Ford Oval? How about Ford Escort, ranked the best compact car in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates? You can't depend on Honda or Toyota for that. Now you can bank on low 0.9 financing plus $1,000 cash back, saving you over $50 a month for a total savings of over $2,400 in interest. So get the dependability you want and the affordability you deserve in a new Ford Escort from your Northwest Ford store.
This is the sound of savings adding up at Safeway, and it's going to get even louder because until December 6th, what you buy counts towards 2 special savings awards. Spend just $250 and use your Safeway Club card, you'll earn a 5% savings award. Spend another $250, you'll earn a second savings award, this one for 10% off. A 5% and a 10% savings award. Just when you need it the most. Sounds like it really is the season of savings at Safeway.
There's a new old friend in the same old place, with a brand new name and a brand new face. Changing for the better, keeping the pace with the way you live today.
Now Kmart is Big Kmart.
It's a whole new fashion, a whole new style. It's all new faces that make you smile.
It's the brands you love. Martha Stewart every day. Sesame Street for kids. Jacqueline Smith and Kathy Ireland fashions. Penske Auto Center, and a whole new way to love them.
Discover the difference. The Big Kmart. There's a better.
Will there be anything else, sir?
Big Kmart. This is big.
Discover the difference. At Big Kmart. There's a better way to save today.
Parish Middle School in Salem recorded 31 1/100ths of an inch of rain since it began earlier this afternoon. Right now it's a cool and damp 48 degrees in Salem. Welcome back to Channel 2 News, everybody. Here's that 5-day forecast. 55 degrees, 46 the overnight low. Showers and sun breaks tomorrow. Chance for some showers on Thursday. We'll keep it cool, 55. Friday, sunny. We got the Crack Graphics team together tonight to pull out the old jack-o'-lantern for Saturday, 56, and rain, unfortunately, it looks like for the trick-or-treaters, and some showers left over on Sunday. But rain on trick-or-treating time is no big surprise here in the Northwest. We'll try to improve on it as we go along.
Bonus points if you can change that in the next few days.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Is it the whole washout, like the whole evening, or, you know, check into that?
Yeah. Check in later in the week. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Work with me.
A lot of fun you are. Speaking of fun, Ron, what's going on?
Well, we don't have any basketball to talk about again. So we've got to find other ways to make this show exciting, and we'll see if we've done it. NBA players, owners meet again today. Is there any progress to tell you about this time? And here's a way to settle things. The hero of McMinnville back home tonight. Yankees third baseman Scott Brocious tells the home folks about his MVP performance at the World Series. That's next on Channel 2 Sports.
It takes the right ingredients, mixed just the right way, to create a masterpiece like the 1999 Toyota Corolla. And now, with a $169 a month lease on Corolla, you've discovered the perfect recipe for quality, dependability, and value. No wonder Corolla has been a favorite for over 30 years. Your Portland Metro Toyota dealers are leading the way with quality and affordability every day.
There are a lot of good bond measures on the ballot this year, but if I can't vote for everything, which do I choose? Well, I'm voting for light rail. South-North Light Rail will cost the average homeowner only $3.12 a month. And what I get for my $3 is priceless. Less traffic, cleaner air, and a community for my grandchildren as wonderful as the one I grew up in. $3.12. I'm voting for light rail because it's the best deal on the ballot.
What if I want to be a superhero and rid the world of all evil? What if I want to play hide and seek with my own draft? What if I want to build a machine and travel through time?
Whatever your kids dream of for tomorrow, isn't it nice to know there's a healthcare organization planning for anything they can imagine?
What if I want to plant a tree on Mars?
What if you didn't have to worry about healthcare? New
Cross, Blue Shield.
It's like this. We like big engines, big tires, and riding up high. That's why we don't make cars. We think you'll see more of the world in a 215 horsepower Isuzu Trooper. Lease one for $289 a month for 48 months with $784 due at lease signing. Because the world is big, and cars just aren't.
When you give a student the chance to fulfill a dream, we all get to share in it. Walmart's Competitive Edge Scholarship is giving students like Joe Mormon the opportunity to live his dream.
Without Walmart's scholarship, I wouldn't be in college.
It helps America's brightest students become leaders in engineering and technology. That's why Walmart awards Competitive Edge scholarships to students across the country. Sending kids like Joe to college is smart for all of us. We live here too, and we believe good works.
Rely on Channel 2 Sports Reports, brought to you in part by Walmart.
Nice story in sports tonight of a hero coming home.
That is great. Privacy is going to be a tough issue for him now after what he's done at the World Series. He'd like this to be like any other offseason, come back to quiet little McMinnville, Oregon, and just be a dad again. But when you're the World Series MVP, you don't just blend back into the crowd. Yankees third baseman Scott Brosius is back home in McMinnville tonight, facing the reporters once again today. As Cindy Brunson says, with all the fame, though, he's still the same, Scott Brosius.
All the signs are out. McMinnville's ready to welcome home a hero.
Yeah, well, nice to have you around. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Scott Brosius, back to share his storybook season, winning the World Series.
Hit on the ground on a hop to Brosius. Fields, throws across, in time, ball game over.
It's the thing you dream about, making that last throw, and you watch it every year on TV, and you think, what would it be like, to make that catch and to start the whole celebration, and it was awesome.
Years ago, 5-year-old Scott promised his father he'd make it this far.
Now the 2-2 to Brosius.
How many people get to actually, live their dreams and fulfill a promise of a 5-year-old to do, some of the things that we got to do this year.
He's probably the greatest goal setter and attainer I've ever met in my life. And having him do it doesn't really surprise me. Nothing that he does surprise me too much.
The only surprise around here was the Brosius bounce. Who knew he could go this high?
One of the wives came up to me and said they nicknamed me Tigger because of the way I was jumping around. So it's one of those things where you're so happy you don't know what you're doing, and I'll have to watch it and just see how crazy it got.
Brosius might not be a Yankee next year. Free agency and big money are calling.
It would take less than $92 million. I know that.
From Scott's successes here at Linfield to the Oakland Athletics and finally with the Yankees in this year's MVP, one thing hasn't changed. His family will come first in any decision that he makes. But let the cash come later. For now, with his feet firmly on the ground, this hometown hero is going to relax and spend the offseason with his family and friends.
Hey.
Cindy Brunson, Channel 2 Sports.
Well, both sides are still looking like tough guys in the NBA lockout. Lots of talk today between players and owners. No positive results, though, to show for it. More talk tomorrow. Individually, this standoff is costing the players some big dough, but the players say so far they are negotiating this deal as a team.
You have to remember that it takes two sides. Both sides have to be willing to negotiate in good faith, and you can't talk about reaching a deal if at this stage you're not prepared to compromise. We've said we're prepared to compromise.
Well, actually, get ready to X off some more games on that Blazers pocket schedule. By the end of the week, the NBA is expected to announce just how many more games will be wiped out by the lockout. Okay, let's see how the NBA replacement players are doing tonight. Those guys on the ice getting more airtime. Vancouver goalie Garth Snow giving Sebastian Bordeleau some airtime there. The Predators would get him back in a way here. Jeff Daniels, the hockey player, not the actor, is going to get in front coming up here and get the licorice into the back of the net right there. Nashville skates by Vancouver by a score of 5-4. Okay, here we go. Let's get to that part of our show now that makes them stop making flowers that release suffocating gases at the Ammonia Begonia in Vernonia. It's time for the play of the night. Our winner tonight, Philadelphia Flyers goalie John Van Beesbrook. Check out this point-blank save he makes on Scott Young. For the quick reflexes between the pipes, John Van Beesbrook, you win our Play of the Night award. Sorry, John, you do not win anything else. Not even this exclusive video showing the husband and wife teams that John and Kathy had to compete against before they were able to win their anchor jobs here at Channel 2. Check this out here. The other two married couples that made the final cut coming up, not this guy, but these couples right here were the final couples that they had to compete against. But unfortunately, they pulled out at the last minute when they found out that they'd have to stay up past their bedtime to do the 11 o'clock news live. So we're glad you guys made it through all of that.
So which were the husbands and which were the wives?
Oh, and that last one there was really difficult. It was a long ways away. You really couldn't tell.
This is a tough crowd.
Yeah, we need to get a tighter shot on this.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, glad you made it through that.
And he's our friend. Still ahead, too many pumpkins, too little time. It's the story of a persistent polar bear.
To provide news and information to all of our viewers, Channel 2 News in the Spirit of the Northwest is closed captioned through a generous grant from Sleep Train and Beauty Rest.
Next time on AM Northwest, Academy Award-winning actress Holly Hunter.
Plus unusual ideas for beating the dark day blues tomorrow at 9.
Portland's new home for new country. JJ 99.5.
Coming through. Okay.
If you've ever raced to catch a flight, remember, Shuttle by United has more flights from Portland to LAX and the San Francisco airport than any other airline. So you can relax. Even if you do miss a plane, we'll have another one along real soon.
With all of our convenient locations, about the only thing easier than buying one of our suits is finding one of our stores.
The Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
It's not just about planning.
Isn't that odd? I'm sorry, I lost the name on this one. It just says that he revolutionized car sales with his huge volume.
The people you want around, just in case.
This is Imagine TV.
Introducing the all-new 1999 Mercury Cougar. It's wild. For a starting price of only $16,595. Are you game?
Imagine yourself in a Mercury.